Hi, Kilian. How are you? How do you feel in these challenging times?
I feel safe, and at the same time, pretty much challenged by what's going on.
I'm so happy to be able to have this conversation with you. You are one of the change makers I know. You are trying to develop new initiatives to connect resources. So, what kind of opportunities do you see now in this situation?
I think this is now the chance for people to better understand what I mean with this and saying, well, let's make the opportunities, the unique chances visible, which exist all over the world. I would say, well, that's a bold statement, 90% of the places which are invisible, which nobody knows, communities. I think the way forward is really to help to make those opportunities visible. But it needs reflexes. It needs reflexes from the ones who have this challenge to express, describe, admit their shortages. And on the other hand, those who have the resources and the capacities and have an answer, they must be more ready to open up.
Many times you speak about how the narrative must be changed around people on the move. What would you say in this situation today when the refugee issue and this issue about people moving is put in a completely different perspective, perhaps?
We need to understand, and this is the wrong narrative about this, and governments and many who talk about refugees, which, by the way, and I will say something very brutal here, are only 25 million on our world of 7.5 billion. And there's another 50, 60 million at least counted as displaced within their own countries. But that doesn't mean that there's not hundreds of other millions on the move as we speak for different reasons which have, of course, quite often to look to deal with push factors, but increasingly also pull factors, the urge of people to basically look for better grazing grounds. That has been our history. So the narrative of many of us who talk about populations having to remain static where they are, enable people to stay where they are, haven't understood of how humanity actually evolved. Migration, movement has actually led us to what we are today. Well, maybe not a very good picture throughout, but I mean, migration is evolution. People have always mixed, people have moved on. Instead of preventing migration, of preventing movements, we should be enabling them. That's for many, of course, a horror vision, but we should be enabling positive, happy migration, regular migration, legal movements, alternative pathways, or whatever we want to call this. People are, for sure, and that is again linked to the connectivity we have today, in a state of movement, of a constant movement. I mean, as we speak, there's at least 1 million people a week moving to a city somewhere in the world. We will be 3 billion people more in urban centers in 20, 25 years from now.
Some people say they would like to get back to normal. Some others say there should be a new normal. So, if there is a new normal, how should that look like?
Again, seeing this from an African perspective, here is certainly that feeling, not a feeling, the reality, the new reality that, well, not enough has been done for the majority of human beings, or the majority of human beings do not have the possibility to survive in these environments. They're not capable of even surviving a couple of months because they have been held and they have not been accessing social rights possibilities and opportunities as there should be. So the new normal for me is moving away from that, let me be blunt, capitalism, the rogue capitalism of the last few decades. Again, personally, I really believe, I'm a very strong believer in these new asset classes, which certainly need to be developed. Very much recognizing that ideas, vision, innovation are elements of a society which need to be rewarded and which need to be also mainstreamed into our, let's say, economic systems. Our world will only manage to survive if we understand the globe as we would understand a brain, which functions better and learns with the connections which are building up.
Well, thank you so much for your insights, and thank you for accepting our invitation to participate in the call. And I'm so happy I saw you in this new normal way.
Thank you.